The cities of the future are no longer just the stuff of science fiction. New urban centers being built around the world today have their sights set on being smarter, more efficient, environmentally friendly, architecturally astounding, and technologically integrated. Let's explore 10 trailblazing developments that offer a glimpse into the cities of tomorrow. Our first stop on this tour of cities of the future brings us to a very hot, dry locale that may soon be home to a lush, livable metropolis. Called The Line, this ultra-slim linear city seeks to provide a comfortable oasis in the deserts of northwest Saudi Arabia. Designed to be car-free and entirely powered by renewable energy, the line will run for over 100 miles, yet be only a couple hundred yards wide at its widest point. Modules protrude perpendicularly from the central spine to provide living spaces sporting retractable walls, holographic teachers, and flying taxi ports. These pods cascade into terraces lined with vegetation native to the region, as well as crops fed through hydroponics and aeroponics to be self-sustaining for food. The line may one day be home to over 1 million residents in a structure intended to exist in harmony with nature, rather than at odds with it. Another desert location leads us to our next pioneering city of the future. Neom is an entirely new locale in the works along Saudi Arabia's Red Sea coast, with visions of being a cosmopolitan crossroads, integrating the latest innovations into a sustainable societal blueprint. Designed as a bridge connecting Asia, Africa, and Europe, this future megacity plans to run fully on renewable energy while offering luxurious living. Early plans describe glow-in-the-dark beaches, flying drone taxis, a giant artificial moon that mimics lunar cycles, robot maids, faux rainstorms, and a Jurassic Park-style retreat with robotic dinosaurs. Neom is projected to eventually be home to 5 million residents across its extended territory, with construction aimed at completion by 2030. Moving from the deserts of the Middle East, we head next to a small village in Guatemala that is being reimagined into an innovation hub powered by geothermal energy. Called Noo Shella 2050, the vision is to transform the agriculture-based town into a city showcasing sustainable architecture in a natural setting. Designed around concentric circles representing phases of development, the circular layout integrates green spaces while keeping foot traffic high and automobiles limited to the outer rings. Buildings utilize innovative materials like bioplastics and recycled metals and integrate things like vertical farms to produce food alongside lush green space. The small population of 5,000 is expected to double in the coming years as sustainable industries thrive in the collaborative community. The next stop on our itinerary brings us to India, where a brand new city designed to be a global financial and economic hub rests in the planning and approval stages. GIFT City, short for Gujarat International Finance Tech City, aims to be an environmentally responsible smart city running on 5G internet. Located on the banks of a lake between the cities of Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar, GIFT City plans to power itself primarily using solar and wind energy and integrate things like automated waste collection and electric vehicles into its functionality. Master planned across 886 acres, this future finance center will incorporate office spaces, trading centers, shopping complexes, hotels, schools, and healthcare centers, while aiming for a high standard of living with sustainable closed-loop systems, providing fresh water, power, and more. Crossing the Pacific Ocean, we arrive at our next pioneering city of the future, Taosa. Currently still in the planning phase without a physical location determined yet, Taosa seeks to provide an equitable foundation for residents regardless of socioeconomic status in an environment integrating sustainable technology. Proposed to be built from scratch on a large plot of land provided by a host nation, Taosa plans to run entirely on renewable energy, implement autonomous vehicles, maximize green spaces, and meet high standards for things like affordable housing and quality education. Renderings depict sweeping organic architecture melting into grassy knolls and wooded glens. Taosa aims to be home to 5 million residents, selected through an application process, evaluating aspects like work ethic and willingness to contribute to community living, regardless of income level or social status in a dystopian-like experiment in idealistic urban planning. The next stop on our countdown brings us back to Saudi Arabia and the ambitious project called the Red Sea. Envisioned as a luxury tourism destination, the Red Sea integrates a unique skyport into plans for car-free island locales. Visitors would arrive via flying shuttles, first entering through an external shell studded with drivable panels that rotate to follow optimal solar angles, before lowering down into a lush indoor rainforest. Sustainability focuses on renewable energy, as well as things like regenerative water systems supporting the green spaces scattered between hotels, residential units, entertainment venues, and dining. The development spans over 90 untouched islands surrounded by vibrant coral reefs and aims to provide an exclusive yet eco-conscious destination. Crossing the Indian Ocean, we arrive at our next groundbreaking city of the future, Forest City in Malaysia. What makes this development noteworthy is that over half of the space is dedicated to lush green space, a rarity for an urban locale. Nestled along the vital Malacca Strait waterway, this future city is strategically located for business, yet deliberately designed to feel like an urban oasis. A series of artificial islands will one day support vertical greenery, cascading down architectural facades, interspersed with sunlight-reflecting water features. Advanced infrastructure incorporates things like underground transportation networks to keep surface streets clear for pedestrians and an optimized smart grid for managing utilities. Forest City plans to run completely on renewable energy as a model for sustainable living. Our next stop, situated in Egypt, brings us a city designed to withstand rising sea levels as a worst-case scenario urban planning project. Called Safe City, the locale rests entirely on stilts to float securely above potential future floodplains. Renderings reveal modular skyscrapers interlinked through latticed frameworks, leaving space for lush vertical gardens that address agriculture and recreation needs. Below the bustling metropolitan center is a submerged transportation network that moves people, services, and utilities through water rather than struggling against it. Though still conceptual, projects like Safe City consider how cities of the future may need to adapt to live alongside potential climate catastrophes. Crossing the Atlantic, we reach our second-to-last city of the future in North America. Toronto's Keyside neighborhood along Lake Ontario aims to serve as a testing ground for innovative urban infrastructure applications. Termed a living lab, Keyside plans to integrate things like self-driving shuttles, heated roadways for melting snow in winter, trash collection robots, and 5G internet into the mixed commercial and residential zone. Advanced power grids and building management systems make everything from electricity to parking efficiently automated and optimized in the neighborhood. Environmental sensors track things like air quality, noise pollution, and traffic congestion, while software aggregates the data to inform infrastructure improvements. Keyside aims to be a smaller-scale model of the fully integrated intelligent cities of the future. And the final destination on our world tour brings us back to the Middle East with a look at the Suyadi project in Indonesia. Located on the coast of North Sulawesi, the master plan delivers a blueprint for an elevated urban mangrove habitat addressing rising seawaters. Supporting columns lift livable spaces high enough to accommodate flooded plains in the future if needed. The design allows tidal flow to continue circulating to avoid overly disturbing coastal ecology. Above, buildings feature lush greenery, renewable energy systems, and space for 50,000 residents. A central lagoon features conservation areas for nurturing aquatic flora and fauna as well. The Suyadi project aspires to build an alternative to coastal cities that degrade natural environments. Around the globe, trailblazing projects like these aim high to reimagine what future cities could achieve. From deserts to archipelagos, they integrate innovative technologies alongside aspirational societal visions and environmental responsibility. While still largely conceptual, these cities of tomorrow showcase tremendously forward-thinking models for urban planning that could one day become mainstream and even ubiquitous around the world. And in the process, they prove the cities of the future are much closer than we may have ever imagined. So, whether visualizing a lush, livable oasis thriving in the arid desert, or an island utopia powered by the sun and sea, pioneers are translating science fiction into reality, with cities pushing the limits of infrastructure, architecture, and integrated intelligent systems. If the foundation being laid through designs like these is any indication, the future for cities looks brighter than ever. After seeing developers reimagine cities from the ground up, one can only imagine what urban centers might look like in another 50 or 100 years. Or perhaps these trailblazing projects give us a pretty good sneak peek. If you found this glimpse into future cities as intriguing as I did, let me know in the comments which ones stood out to you, and why. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more glimpses of innovations shaping the world to come.